Great, we're here to talk today about how Kettering maintains its public streets. There are about 250 miles of streets in Kettering. That's a whole lot. About 50 of these are thoroughfares. These are roads that take you from one part of a town to another. These are streets like State Route 48. There's also Stroop Road, and there's also streets like Lincoln Park Boulevard. That's more of a minor thoroughfare. The speed limit on these streets generally range from 25 to 45 miles per hour, but oftentimes you'll see 35 is the most common. Of the other streets, approximately 200 miles are actually back in neighborhoods on local streets, where the speed limit's almost always 25 miles per hour. That's where we're on today, in the south part of town, where we see some construction going on. For street maintenance, there are basically two triggers to have work done. Number one, every 4 to 5 years, every street within the city of Kettering is driven and evaluated for its condition. The engineers determine what type of work is needed done to keep that road in good condition. Now, of course, we also receive phone calls and emails about the condition of roads, whether there's a pothole or a sinkhole that needs fixed. That type of work is more likely repaired by the Public Service Department. Bigger projects, such as what you see here in the background, where the curb, sidewalk, drive approaches are replaced and later the street repaved, are more moderate costs, and that's run through the engineering department, as well as total reconstruction of roadways. These types of projects are assessed to property owners. That work includes the sidewalk, curb, and drive approaches. The asphalt work is actually paid for as part of the project and not assessed to property owners. What you see here is a one-phase project where the work on the concrete sidewalks, curbs, and drive approaches and paving is completed in 1 year under one contract. However, more often that happens in a two-phase process where the concrete sidewalk, curb, and drive approach is done 1 year under one contract, and a second contract is performed the second year for asphalt paving. Either way, we're making sure that the engineers and inspectors are taking good care of the roads to provide a good service to Kettering businesses, residents, and visitors. Sidewalk work is part of an assessment program that is assessed to property owners for the concrete curb, sidewalk, and drive approach. The process starts with our 5-year capital improvements plan. With the information gathered from the citywide pavement condition rating survey, we are able to budget projects, and so we go out and we figure out how much it's going to cost to resurface the road and repair the concrete, and we start to schedule different streets for different years. With that, we send out notification letters of the approximate assessment cost to property owners, what it's going to cost to replace the curb, the sidewalk, and the drive approaches. And then the property owner has a choice to do that work themselves or have the city contractor do that work. If the city contractor does the work, that will be included as part of the project, and that cost will be assessed to the property owners starting that following year. Now, if the property owner wants to pay in full at once, they can do that, or they can spread it over a number of years into the property tax payment. What I'm going to show you here is the most common type of deterioration on our concrete curbs. What you'll start to see here are darkened gray lines that are jagged throughout the concrete, and this is called decracking, and that is a cracking of the stone from the freeze-thaw of the water inside of it. Now, it starts out as these little lines which you may not pay more attention to, but pretty soon you'll start to see bigger cracks, and then places where the concrete can actually come up and become just almost disappear. So what I'm going to show you now is where the public right-of-way and where the private property line is. It's almost always right along this line or a foot back. And so from here towards the street is the public right-of-way, and work from here back to the house is private property. Now, the homeowner is responsible to maintain what is in the right-of-way because that's access to their house and the curbs in front, and so that's part of the assessment. We'd like to thank you for your patience during our road construction projects. Certainly the City of Kettering and the contractors are doing our best to serve you to provide the best maintained roads we can. This certainly keeps up property values and makes our roads safer and more enjoyable to drive. Please ensure that you drive safe during the construction and afterwards. Thank you.